Once our world stood mighty, a land of power and prosperity. But greed awakened a darkness that shattered everything, leaving only chaos. Now, that darkness returns, stronger than ever, consuming all in its wake. Yet hope remains as the warriors of Nevereth rise once more to defy their fate. Two great nations stand, Capella, guardians of wisdom and order, and Procyon, champions of strength and conquest. The war has begun. Claim your destiny. Cabal, ultimate combo. Rise now as the true king.
We are the bearers of faith, the eternal flame that will never fade. Capella stands as the guardian of divine purpose and sacred order. For we know, freedom without direction becomes destruction. They are Procyon. They spread fear, twist lies, and call it freedom. But we see through it. We do not waver. We train. We endure. For this war is sacred. We fight for the true light, for a world uncorrupted by deception. So choose not rebellion, but revelation. Swear your blade. Stand with Capella.
They called it order, but we remember it as change. Their religion, their laws, their teachings. They protect no one but themselves. But we rose, with bare hand, with rage, and hearts that will not kneel. We are Procyon, born of pain and bound by memory. We will burn every lie to ass. Because freedom is never given. It must be taken. Procyon, step beyond false light and fight for freedom.
I saw it with my own eyes. The moment the sky tore open, we fought until the stones wept. Neither side gave in. Neither side stepped back. And then it arrived. A force from a nameless realm. It chose no side. It devoured everything. I remember their eye in that moment. We were no longer enemies. We fought as one. No orders, no promises, only survival. That day stays with us, not for victory, but because we didn't die alone. Perhaps the darkness came only to remind us where the light truly lives.
The Great War between Procyon and Capella, yeah, that ended a long time ago. Now then, let's take a look at everyday life here in Cabal. At the edge of Navareth, there's a place. They say it holds rare treasures and powerful relics. Only the greedy dare to enter, but if the reward's worth it, someone always takes the risk. Look at that, ghosts? Monsters? Think they'll survive? Wanna bet? This isn't just a dungeon, it's a test of guts. Are you brave enough to try?
Once, our world stood mighty, a land of power and prosperity. But greed awakened a darkness that shattered everything, leaving only chaos. Now, that darkness returns, stronger than ever, consuming all in its wake. Yet, hope remains, as the warriors of Nevereth rise once more to defy their fate. Two great nations stand, Capella, guardians of wisdom and order, and Procyon, champions of strength and conquest. The war has begun. Claim your destiny. Cabal, ultimate combo. Rise now as the true king.
We are the bearers of faith, the eternal flame that will never fade. Capella stands as the guardian of divine purpose and sacred order. For we know, freedom without direction becomes destruction. They are Procyon. They spread fear, twist lies, and call it freedom. But we see through it. We do not waver. We train. We endure. For this war is sacred. We fight for the true light, for a world uncorrupted by deception. So choose not rebellion, but revelation. Swear your blade. Stand with Capella.
They called it order, but we remember it as change. Their religion, their laws, their teachings. They protect no one but themselves. But we rose, with bare hands, with rage, and hearts that will not kneel. We are Procyon, born of pain and bound by memory. We will burn every lie to ass. Because freedom is never given. It must be taken. Procyon, step beyond false light and fight for freedom.
I saw it with my own eyes. The moment the sky tore open, we fought until the stones wept. Neither side gave in. Neither side stepped back. And then it arrived. A force from a nameless realm. It chose no side. It devoured everything. I remember their eye in that moment. We were no longer enemies. We fought as one. No orders, no promises, only survival. That day stays with us, not for victory, but because we didn't die alone. Perhaps the darkness came only to remind us where the light truly lives.
The Great War between Procyon and Capella? Yeah, that ended a long time ago. Now then, let's take a look at everyday life here in Cabal. At the edge of Navrith, there's a place. They say it holds rare treasures and powerful relics. Only the greedy dare to enter. But if the reward's worth it, someone always takes the risk. Look at that. Ghosts? Monsters? Think they'll survive? Wanna bet? This isn't just a dungeon. It's a test of guts. Are you brave enough to try?
Once, our world stood mighty, a land of power and prosperity. But greed awakened a darkness that shattered everything, leaving only chaos. Now, that darkness returns, stronger than ever, consuming all in its wake. Yet, hope remains, as the warriors of Nevereth rise once more to defy their fate. Two great nations stand, Capella, guardians of wisdom and order, and Procyon, champions of strength and conquest. The war has begun. Claim your destiny. Cabal, ultimate combo. Rise now as the true king.
We are the bearers of faith, the eternal flame that will never fade. Capella stands as the guardian of divine purpose and sacred order. For we know, freedom without direction becomes destruction. They are Procyon. They spread fear, twist lies, and call it freedom. But we see through it. We do not waver. We train. We endure. For this war is sacred. We fight for the true light, for a world uncorrupted by deception. So choose not rebellion, but revelation. Swear your blade. Stand with Capella.
They called it order, but we remember it as chains. Their religion, their laws, their teachings. They protect no one but themselves. But we rose, with bare hands, with rage, and hearts that will not kneel. We are Procyon, born of pain and bound by memory. We will burn every lie to ass. Because freedom is never given. It must be taken. Procyon, step beyond false light and fight for freedom.
I saw it with my own eyes. The moment the sky tore open, we fought until the stones wept. Neither side gave in. Neither side stepped back. And then it arrived. A force from a nameless realm. It chose no side. It devoured everything. I remember their eye in that moment. We were no longer enemies. We fought as one. No orders, no promises, only survival. That day stays with us, not for victory, but because we didn't die alone. Perhaps the darkness came only to remind us where the light truly lives.
The Great War between Procyon and Capella, yeah, that ended a long time ago. Now then, let's take a look at everyday life here in Cabal. At the edge of Navrith, there's a place. They say it holds rare treasures and powerful relics. Only the greedy dare to enter. But if the reward's worth it, someone always takes the risk. Look at that. Ghosts? Monsters? Think they'll survive? Wanna bet?
Cabal Infinite Combo Tournament. The Maximized War of Celestials. 5v5 single elimination. Each team consists of 5 players. Each team is allowed 2 substitute players. Players will use pre-made accounts and items. Each team is allowed a maximum of 2 revives, but each player can only revive once per round. Each round has a 7-minute time limit. Eliminating an opponent earns 1 point. The first team to reach 7 points wins the match. If the time runs out, the team with the higher kill count wins. If the score is tied, the team that secured the first kill wins.
Hello guys! So what is up once again? Good evening to each and every one of you sa kabalistas natin dyan. Hello, what is up once again? Welcome back to the Infinite War of Celestial Sea, the Maximized Battle. It is me again, Andwin, your casters for the evening, together with my partner.
Yeah, Infinity. I was thinking if you were going to introduce me, because yesterday, before we actually outed to conclude day number 1, it was like I was waiting. Is Anduin gonna do the outro? But here you go. I'm gonna say my name, and there we have it. I am Infinity, and we're going to be casting for you guys once again for the Maximized Battle day number 2. And I love how we're actually kind of matching, black and black.
Black
I
and
love
black.
it.
That is very true. And guys, it is a very exciting because tonight we have exciting matches coming in because on our first round we're gonna have Indonesia versus the Philippines. So, what are your thoughts about this matchup right here?
I mean, it is definitely a bit new because in the last series, or well, rather, in the last tournament we had in the Infinite Battle, we also were able to fortunately experience a Philippine region up against a Vietnam region, or rather, a different region type of matchup in that tournament. So coming down into this, it's really just up there in terms of expectation on who's gonna win it and who's able to take it down. But nevertheless, I feel like it is going to be quite close, considering I believe one of that other region that we've mentioned just prior in the last tournament actually came up really close, and in fact actually became up ahead up against other Philippine teams. So really, it's all up in the air for this series for Philippines versus other regions, but I am excited.
I'm also stoked and excited because, again, in our previous tournament, they have the power gap, the level advantage, and the equipment advantage
hmm
in terms of our previous season. So now they will be battling out in the battlefield with at least toe to toe equipment, same level of equipment,
Yeah.
same power level. So this is something that will all go down into their play style and how much they know about the dynamics of every single characters present in this game. And I think yesterday we've witnessed an amazing display of mastery in terms of team dynamics to a particular team, naming them Ire Denki, because they were able to clutch a particular game with the combination of Dark Mage and Blader. So watch out. Maybe we can see something like that in this tournament. Right,
Yeah, man.
Infinity?
Yeah, for sure. I think there's just a lot of context or a lot of complexities coming down into these tournaments, and I believe just jumping into a tournament with equal footing in terms of equipment definitely changes the dynamic of these tournaments, of the matchups consistently time and time again. And we just saw that yesterday in day 1 of Maximized Battle. So definitely this round 1 is a big hitter, right? PH Legends, these are well-known names such as Z Lady Yan, you have the
Mm-hmm.
likes of Mikey's. These are former champions in the past, and just having a lot of these experience would help them quite a bit up against Team Dynamite of other region as well, Team Indonesia. So that is going to be a real banger, if you may.
Mm-hmm. That is true. That is true. That's why I am really excited on how this particular battle will go down. And tonight, as you can see, we have PH Legends versus Dynamite. And of course, on our second series, we have Phobia Assassins versus the Bang Bros. And last one, what a very interesting name. It's Rayuma versus Mongola Familia, or Familiga, or Familga. Okay, I'm not sure how to pronounce. If I mispronounce her name, please do forgive me. But of course, proceeding to our uh, quarterfinals, we have Joke Lang, Iridenki, and Rules Breaker. So, who will enter the quarterfinals in this side of the bracket, or in
Mhm.
this tonight, in this matchup? We will find out later.
Yeah, qualifying matchups to go to the quarterfinals. Really, also saw quite a bit yesterday. We have been giving away a lot of codes, a lot of rewards to the viewers watching at home. And today we are
Yes.
going to do the same thing. We're going to have certain milestones. And by the end of the day, may it be giving away a couple of codes to the viewers watching at home. So tune in. May it be you who become the winner and to receive in-game rewards later on. But jumping back into it, PH Legends, definitely legends in the scene versus Dynamite, other regions. So the big storyline of, is the Philippines still the best in Cabal Mobile, or is it going to be other regions that will come out on top here in this tournament today?
Right, and of course, I am really, really looking forward to the dynamics of each teams right here, because we're gonna be having so much fun looking at the
Yeah.
random band that will take place later. Uh, Recently, we have been seeing a lot of particularly interesting bands in terms of the Force Shielder and Force Archer.
Yeah, it's a whole different topic to talk about, right? These random bans really give a bit of flavor to the matchups, to the series, and to certain games, just because the unavailability of a force shielder really removes the shadow shield across the board for the whole team, and it also removes that tankiness. It also removes suppression, right? So that's one thing. If you don't have the force archer, the big heals is not going to be available. So really, it's all about going for the all in. The dark mages and the force bladers really pour out the opportunities for the whole team to go and get that kill. So really, it's up to these teams to think about how they're gonna do their compositions, because this will be the foundation of their games if they have a better chance of winning these certain matchups.
And yeah, you're absolutely correct. And as you can see, I think we saw how well utilized the Dark Mage is a while, last night. Not
Mm-hmm.
just the Dark Mage, but even the clutch plays coming in from the side of the Gladiator with that Ray Shield protecting someone from getting eliminated just in the nick of time before the HP
Yeah.
hits zero. So this is our random man for our first matchup for tonight.
Yeah, and I don't know what it's gonna be, but overall, it is going to be putting up a
Hey!
show for game number one. It will be the Force Shielder, the Force Blader, and the Force Gunner removed for game one.
That is correct. And as you can see, guys, there's no debuff, no crowd control coming in from the Force of Blader, and of course, the second layer of protection being provided by the Shadow Shield from the Force Shielder will not gonna be part of the equation. But of course, again, it's gonna be the Blader, Wizard, Force Archer, Warrior, Gladiator, and Dark Mage who will be available in the terms of the characters. So let's see the lineup. Is it going to be a mirror kind of pick? But I think the only difference between these two right here is that there is the Blader and the Warrior.
Yeah, and there you go, PH Legends versus Dynamite.
Let's
Very
go!
formidable names for this series, and I believe these two teams are some of the favorites to go into the semifinals and probably go to the grand finals as well. But the reason why I'm loving this is because PH Legends, as we have mentioned a while ago, are former champions. They know what's up, especially in a tournament format wherein every single one of the classes have the same equipment and battle power. So I think with just that experience, PH Legends already has that advantage coming down to game number one.
That is absolutely right, partner. And of course, we're going to start this matchup. We're going to be doing the countdown soon. And of course, who's going to be the winner of our first match right here? In terms of healing capability, I think Zile Diana has already proven himself worthy of praise, because in the last season he was able to heal his party without any problems at all. And pretty much once he's being assaulted by everyone in the opponent's party, he can just simply fade in and fade out of the scene with grace, without any problem. So the question is, how will Dynamite pin down Z Lady and or stop this particular Force Archer in doing his job? And I think that is the game right here.
Start the number one, series one, right into
Hmm.
way immediately. This early game is all about survivability and looking for a target to focus on. And so far, PH Legends, Mikey would be the target for the side of Dynamite, but good Rachel, Julian going to be the target on the flip side here for the side of PH Legends. But that survivability with a Force Archer is going to be key. Baby Isa, very low already, brought down immediately. First kill for PH Legends.
Oh my god, that kill is absolutely amazing.
Oh,
I
wait,
think
he's still alive.
he's still alive.
Yeah, good rate shield coming in from Julian to survive, or well, to help out Baby Isa for a bit, but that rate shield will come down soon enough. Those heals are going to play a crucial part here, and Baby Isa is now back into HP, so we're still in play here. No kills yet for both these teams.
Yeah, no kill. I mean, that was an amazing feat coming in from the side of Dynamite Guild, being able to clutch that rage shield coming in from the side of Julian, saving Isa just in the nick of time. So this is gonna be a tough situation for this two teams right here. But Freddy right here went down. The Dark Mage just fell down on his or her knee, and of course that's gonna be the kill count coming in from PH Legends, getting them the advantage on this match right here.
And Baby Isa will be the next target for PH Legends. Has to survive quite a bit, but that HP is going down, melted out. PH Legends secures their second kill of the game. Freddy with a respawn, still back up, and they're still on a 5-man team, but they do not have the respawners available at this current state. Dynamite has to survive, has to find the pivot and the way for them to be able to turn the tides in their favor. But with Z Lady Anne still up and running for the side of PH Legends, this will be quite a difficult opportunity for Dynamite to get a hold of. Now, Kenny Wizard will be the next target for PH Legends, still trying to teleport away, dashing and fading away from that fight, but good initial setup for PH Legends gets
Ooh.
them their third kill.
I mean, PH Legend is on fire. I mean, they really do know who to target first, and of course, they succeeded in pinning down the Dark Mage. So the Dark Mage's capability for the side of Dynamite will no longer serve its purpose, and of course, it's gonna be tough. Though I really do like the fact, but there you go, Baby Isa just went down face flat on the floor, and that's gonna be the fourth kill count coming in for the side of PH Legends. What is a Dynamite gonna do in order for them to even things out? I don't know yet, but I think Kenny will go down next. Will he be able to survive this onslaught that is a PH Legends?
Yeah, and just overall, PH Legends is sweeping the floor up against Dynamite. These cross-region matchups really just brings up the heat in these sort of tournaments. But PH Legends, with their experience and with their foundation in the game, they are just unmatched. And Team Dynamite will have to pay the respects here, at least in the game number one.
Wow.
PH Legends come out on top. Their fifth kill secured. Two more to
Ooh.
sweep the floor. It will be the Blader, the only one left standing. But at the end, it's PH Legends who will clean house Dynamite for game one.
I don't think that it's not gonna be a like a problem, because PH Legend is really, really doing such a magnificent job. I saw a while ago that the Dark Mage from PH Legends was able to petrify someone from Team Dynamite, and I think
Mhm.
that, that particular moment, seeing that someone from that team is immobilized and petrified, they went after some of the other members of the team because there's no way that they can provide more damage or maybe absolute defense to the remaining players of Team Dynamite. So really, really good dynamics here by Team PH Legends. So far, kudos 1-0. Wow.
Yeah, and this is one of the perspectives that I believe we were able to discuss yesterday, right?
Hmm.
The ability to change targets at a
Yes.
small margin of time will play a crucial role in these sort of games, especially considering that these teams have the same equipment, have the same battle power overall for each and every classes, right? So really PH Legends have done this for so long already. They were former champions before in Cabal in several years actually here in the Philippines, and transitioning here into Cabal Infinite Combo and Ultimate Combo as well, really just highlighting their experience. So we'll see in the replay on what PH Legends were able to achieve here in Game 1.
Hmm. Okay, so I think we can break it down. As you can see, Julian from Dynamite is like petrified right there. He's just standing, and of course, that's the moment wherein we thought that it's it is like that's it for Baby Isa. But of course, the clutch play coming in from the side of Dynamite plays with the Gladiator. Scooping or pretty much activating the rage shield just in the nick of time, saving Baby Isa. But again, that's not enough to actually get them the win.
Yeah, it really wasn't enough. PH Legends knew their target would be Baby Isa and then switched up to the Dark Mage to bring them down, get that double kill, and then removing Baby Isa overall. So no more sustain coming down to the side of Dynamite. They do not have the Rage Shield anymore for that extra sustain. And remember, during the draft for game number 1, we did not have the Force Shielder available in the composition. So really, there's nothing else to protect the Force Archer from that dangerous position that really was being initiated by PH Legends. So overall, losing their Dark Mage, no more opportunities to start up those fights, losing their Force Archer, meaning no more sustain, was a death sentence for them coming from game 1. So PH Legends, absolutely phenomenal of a job for this round.
Hmm. So I can't wait to see what's going to happen in round number two. Are we going to have different sets of random bans? Will the Shadow Shield be available in the equation? So again, we still don't
Mhm.
know what's going to be the next random ban, but definitely I can sense a very good team dynamics coming in from the side of PH Legends. Like what you said a while ago, the cruciality or how pivotal it is to change from one target to another. That means that their communication is flawless. Okay, for you to just suddenly switch from one target to another, and every party will do the same thing. The communication between these guys right here is absolutely phenomenal. So when I say let's switch, let's attack this particular character, let's do it. Everyone will do it. So how is Dynamite gonna respond in our second match right here? We still don't know, but I hope there will be some, more fight in this particular matchup.
Yeah, shot calls are a cornerstone in these sort of tournaments, especially in the esports scene generally, and PH Legends just has that to the T. But nevertheless, game number 2 really would be a an important matchup for Dynamite as well if they want to take this to the distance into game 3, because now it's PH Legends winning game number 1. They're currently sitting at match point. If they win another, they will be proceeding into the quarterfinals. And I think we all know how much people or fan favorite this team are, with that huge hitter of names that is composed of PH Legends overall. Definitely the legends in the Philippine region for the Cabal scene.
Hmm. Okay, so I am really leaning towards the availability of the Shadow Shield, and at the same time, Maybe we're going to be removing the Force Archer this time around in order for us to see what are they going to do without the sustainability. But it already happened, I think, in yesterday's matches that both a Force Archer and Force Shielder got randomly banned. So the adjustment is insane. So we're gonna witness the random ban in round number two. So let's take a look at it.
Yeah. So this will be one of the components and qualifications coming down into game two on what the compositions are going to be. So it will be the
Okay.
wizard, the dark mage, and the blader that will be removed for game two.
hmm So the wizard cannot provide the buff and the debuff, and of course, dark mage with the initiation coming in from this particular character is really crucial as well. The slow and the totem, it can really play a huge role in the field, and so is the blader's DPS capability. But then again, we have the sustainability, and of course the extra layer of protection coming in because of the force shielder. Now, I think in this particular matchup, Infinity, it's gonna be a long battle for these teams right here because we have the Shadow Shield and the healing capability coming in from these two characters.
Yeah, it will take a bit longer for
hmm
sure. If that will be the topic of conversation here in game two. But overall, the priorities for these two teams will be those squishy targets as always, those force bladers, the gladiator. These two are going to be some of the targets for both sides, considering that I believe both these teams are mirrored, right? You have the force shielder, your force archer, force gunner would be the difference for the side of PH Legends in comparison with the Force Blader for the side of Dynamite. So I think those two are just the only different in terms of classes for both sides. But overall, the squishy targets will still be the key here for both PH Legends and Dynamite.
hmm And again, in terms of like the difference that we're talking about with the warrior from the side of Dynamite, and of course the force gunner on the side of PH Legends. So this is where the difference will really come in, which is better, being beefy or being able to deal so much damage. Because again, we have the Force Gunner who can also deal so much damage as a DPS character, Force Gunner. And of course, the buffs coming in from the side of Warrior in the side of Dynamite. So how are they going to play this one out? Because they both have a Force Blader that can debuff and do crowd control in a particular moment. But it's all about execution and how are they going to initiate the clash between these two teams right here. Who will initiate first? Who will use the skill first? If they are really witty, I think they might just come up on top.
Yeah. So overall, it will come down into prioritization once again. Who will be that target lock for both these sides, especially considering the availability of the Force Shielder and the Force Archer that will really be the defensive front line for both these teams. And yes, arguably, Force Archers are long range. Why are you saying that they will be a defensive front line? Just because of the heals, right? That sustain
hmm
will play a cornerstone for both these compositions, and that is the reason why they are the defensive front lines here. So as long as the Force Shielder and the Force Archers are up, it will be harder for them to be able to bring down a member for anyone in this game.
hmm So that is very true. So that's why this particular battle is all about resiliency and how focused are you in terms of getting your getting eliminations, because in terms of damage, I think PH Legends has the advantage. But how will they break through the beefiness of all the characters in Dynamite? So we're about to find out because the game has already started. So let's see what are they gonna do. Calvis right here trying to just walk away from the scene. Aura mode and battle mode I think is already activated. The first gunner from the side of PH Legends is doing one hell of a job because Z
Julian.
Lady Anne right here is being punished. But unfortunately, Julian from the side of Dynamite fell down face flat on the floor, and that's going to be the first kill count for the side of PH Legends.
And that's what we're saying a while ago. The Gladiator would be one of the targets, and PH Legends hit that to the target, right? Gladiator goes down. It's the first kill count for PH Legends, and now the Force Archer, Force Shielder, they may still be available here, but PH Legends is now sitting at a member advantage. They don't even need to get another kill, but they did. Nadi goes down. It will be the second kill of the game for the Philippine Legends.
And as you can see, I am really, really, wondering why they're just ignoring Sobrang Devil, the Force Gunner. He's just like sniping everyone from afar. Take a look at that. And, I think the Blader, or sorry, the Force Blader from the side of Dynamite went on a bit too late and try to catch, uh, sobrang devil FG because it's impossible. I mean, he's just hitting everyone with that beams and that glass, those glass cannon, those skills right there. And as you can see, like what I said, the Force Gunner is one of the classes that can deal so much damage as well. If you're gonna be ignoring this particular character, then you are not doing this tournament the right way.
So now the third kill count for Philippine Legends have been secured. They are sitting at a massive advantage already. So once again, they don't need to kill any more than this. But you know what? The Philippine Legends have been competitive ever since. The former champions definitely is looking for blood, and Dynamite is bleeding. Now PH Legends is looking for another. Their target would be Freddy. Freddy would be down low and half HP already. But once again, those heals are going to be quite obnoxious to deal with for the Legends. But nevertheless, I think Dynamite at this point is on a massive deficit. They are on a pressure. They are on a timer. They have to get 3 kills to break even in this game.
That's true. But I don't think that's going to be possible because Julian right here just said goodbye, and the possibility that they can clutch save someone with the use of the raid skill or raid shield is gone. And of course, moving forward, it's just a 4v5 situation right here. We just need like how many 4 kills coming in from the side of PH Legends, and that's going to be the game. And there's only 3 minutes and 57 seconds left on the clock. Oh, okay, and the Force Archer from the side of Dynamite just fell flat on the floor. I think Calvis is gonna come down next, and there you go. Pretty much everyone in Dynamite is being decimated.
For sure. And at this point, there's no turning back. Dynamite just exploded with PH Legends' heat here in Series 1 of the day. The first 2-0 of today's matchups. And PH Legends not faltering even. They're still looking for that final kill with Freddy just standing up on his lonesome, being that 7th kill missing piece for PH Legends. But as we all know, 4 shielders are too tanky. Suppression comes through onto Freddy. That will buy a bit of time. A kill opportunity for PH Legends to bring him down. But we're just delaying the inevitable. Freddy just stands up, knowing what comes in on front of him. And PH Legends with that final blow into Freddy. It will be enough. PH Legends, the win that stands before their quarterfinal slot has been secured, and PH Legends will win the series overall.
Wow. That's really, really an amazing feat. I mean, I think it's the Force Gunner who did most of the job in that particular, matchup. I can't really believe that they just allowed, that Force Gunner to run wild, ignoring his presence. I mean, that Force Gunner is very, very nimble and squishy. They can just easily have, they could have just easily taken him out in order for them to less the number of DPS character on the side of PH Legends, but they were not able to do so.
Yeah, I mean, it's not just that, right? The Gladiator overall, aside from not exactly the squishiest target, but the thing is, he doesn't exactly have similar skills like the Blader has with intuition that has 100% evasion, or the
Mm-hmm.
Force Archer that has also quite similar skills that could really have extra survivability. So really, the point here is that PH Legends could suppress the Force Archer and then go all in onto the Gladiator, and nothing can help him. Right, so these are
Mm-hmm.
some of the strategies that PH Legends have implemented. But overall, let's look at game number 2 once again with a replay on our hands.
Mm-hmm. Okay, as you can see right here, I think this is like the part wherein everything snowballed. So they are punishing Julian right here. As you can see, Sobrang Devil FG, the first gunner, is just right there. It was Freddy who actually, it was actually Freddy who tried and noticed the presence of this first gunner right here. But it's a bit too late. They were like minutes too late because I think Sobrang Devil was able to accomplish his job, and that is to deal damage as as a force gunner.
Yeah, it definitely is. And I think Sobrang Devil, for the side of PH Legends, was just sitting on the sidelines going for the free hit. No one was targeting him, and I think that's one of the perspectives as well. Force Gunners has been a bit overlooked, especially in these kinds of tournaments, but in a good position, in a good range, no one hitting him and no one targeting the Force Gunners, it definitely deals a huge punch in these kind of settings.
Right, and I am really, really, amazed by. I am very, very amazed on the performance of PH Legends, and because of that, I am very happy to announce that PH prevailed. Okay, and of course, because of that, we are very happy you guys stay tuned in our stream right here, and you've been supporting the stream itself. So here's the code for you guys.
Okay.
Okay, there you have it. You
That
have
was a bit
X.
anticlimactic, right?
Yeah.
You're hyping it up and then a bit of that delay, but overall, codes are still codes, right? X7D 9V1L4, and of course, this is what we mentioned a while ago, just sneaking in, right? If you are a viewer, just tuning in allows you the opportunity to receive in-game codes. So definitely just go for it, redeem it. I believe these are limited to a certain amount of players, so you may just be that lucky player that is able to redeem these rewards.
That's right. That's right. And I am very, very happy because again, we don't have these kinds of codes for way back, so you guys are very, very fortunate. So claim it. So this is limited to at least 1,000 claims only. So at least try to claim it as the codes is still redeemable. If not, that means already 1,000 players already claimed it. So good luck to each and every one of you guys. And of course, there will be more codes in this stream right here. So do not go anywhere and support the teams that you want to support. And of course, with that being said, I just want to say thank you so much for tuning in. We still have two more, rounds or two more matches coming in. This is the Infinite War of Celestial Sea, the Maximized Battle, and with Infinity. We'll be back after a short break.
Long ago, a legend told of a powerful realm, ruled by a king who conquered the throne, a symbol of unmatched dominion. Now, many seek to claim it, but only one shall rule over all realms. To seize the throne, one must conquer all. Prepare for the war of the 4 realms. Join the battle now and be the true king.
Cabal Infinite Combo Tournament. The Maximized War of Celestials. 5v5 single elimination. Each team consists of 5 players. Each team is allowed 2 substitute players. Players will use pre-made accounts and items. Each team is allowed a maximum of 2 revives, but each player can only revive once per round. Each round has a 7-minute time limit. Eliminating an opponent earns 1 point. The first team to reach 7 points wins the match. If the time runs out, the team with the higher kill count wins. If the score is tied, the team that secured the first kill wins.
Welcome back, everyone. It will
Hello.
be the time
Here.
once again for series
Ah,
number
okay.
2. Right, a while ago
No
we
big
were
deal.
able to
All right.
look at the first round of the matchup, wherein we saw PH Legends come out on top in that series up against the Indonesia region team. But now we're coming right into the second series for the day.
Right, and of course, we've seen how the PH team dominated the other team a while ago. So I can't wait to actually have our second round right here. But of course, before that, I just want to say thank you so much to all the Cabalistas watching this at home, and of course, I hope you enjoyed the code that we presented to you guys a while ago. So again, flawless. Communication, and in terms of dynamics, I think PH Legends has it all in this particular stream tonight. So let's see how the other 2 teams will do in this matchup right here. So I think we already know the names of the teams who will duke it out tonight, and of course that is Phobia Assassins versus the Bang Bros. So I don't know. I'm not really familiar with some of the names right here, but according to the information that happened to us, they are still participating to tournaments, or they like to participate in PvP battles in their respective servers.
Yeah, for sure. Right, but at this tournament, I believe some of this would be a cross server as well. So it will be surprising. It will be exciting as well, considering even in the last tournament that we had in Infinite Battle, at the finals, and I believe also in the semifinals during the playoffs, we had that cross server matchups wherein every single one of these players also had the same equipment and also had the same battle power. So overall, I think that will set the expectation, that will set the stage in the later end of the maximized battle here in this tournament today. So really exciting stuff here in the win.
hmm So I am really, really excited and hyped because, again, we will see different sets of random bands, and of course, how will the respective teams who will compete tonight? That is the Bang Bros versus the other team. I don't know how are they going to play it out. Will they be performing as good as our first match? PH Legends versus Dynamite, because again we have expectations, and and at the same time, different team dynamics in terms of how long you guys have been playing together. Phobia Assassins versus the Bang Bros. How long have they been a team? How long have they been participating in tournaments like this moving forward? So if they have experience, it will all show up in this matchup right here.
Yeah, it definitely will show up. It will be highlighted here in series number 2. Considering that these teams and these players are actually quite a bit new to my eyes, but nevertheless, Phobia Assassins and even the Bang Bros would really look to be quite formidable teams, especially considering that they came out on top 8 teams, because right now we are qualifying, or we are having the matchups to be qualified to the quarterfinals, to go into the top 8 and duke it out to go into the semifinals, then later down the road to the grand finals. So really exciting stuff. It's Phobia Assassins versus the Bang Bros, and I'm not sure, does Phobia Assassins have phobias because they are assassins of Phobia? Ooh,
I'm not sure. It's like a
strong
very
word.
good, wordplay, a
Mhm.
conundrum, you may say. But yeah, I mean, this is something to look forward to. I mean, who will hoist the championship or the title of the Infinite War Celestial Sea Maximized Battle Champion. So again, these two teams, they will be duking it out. No restrictions, same power level, no item gaps or anything, no excuses. So if they will be taking advantage, if they know something about each other at some point, I do like to think that they've researched their opponents as well. I would like to think that. Do you think that's a possibility, Infinity?
Sorry, if they're looking at their opponents.
Like like if they conducted research, like for example, PH
Well,
Legends. Okay, they participated last season. So what do you think?
traditionally, yes. In an esports scenario, in an esports space, typically this happens, right? But the thing
Mhm.
is, like, jumping into this tournament, you could do a little bit of that research. But the thing is, we have to keep in mind that every single one of these players have similar equipment, has similar battle power, so it doesn't exactly matter as much as in a traditional esports space or traditional esports tournament. So maybe
Mhm.
they did a little bit of that research. Who would be the weaker link of the rest of the team, but not exactly the biggest chunk of the winning conditions for these teams.
Mm-hmm. That's true. That's true. Because I wonder because at some point before when back in our days, whenever we see someone who's been like a very or a powerful player live, for example, we have an event and we see a particular player who's been making a name for himself or herself in the game because of how powerful his equipment is gonna be like, okay, I mean, this dude is like a force blader main or a force shielder main. So we don't know how flexible this particular player's knowledge in terms of this character. So that again, everyone's knowledge, that was way back. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and it doesn't really fall under the traditional esports. But I just also want to like add that into consideration, maybe. But again, they don't have anything that will hold themselves or hold them back in this match right here because it's an equal battleground for everyone.
Yeah. So we will definitely see coming down to series number two if things will change for the better, or well, at least things would be looking a bit different. Because thus far, from day number one and even day number two of this tournament, we were consistently being met with a 2-0 series, which I definitely welcome. But I also do want to see those 2-1 type of scenarios, those series and those games that will reach the distance to go into game three. And that is definitely what I'm looking forward to and definitely hyped for if we are going to see it here today.
Mm-hmm. Like we haven't seen a best of three series. I mean, this is a best of three series. We haven't seen like three games in our first stream. So definitely
Yeah.
that is one thing that we can welcome in the upcoming matches. If it will really display their capability as players or cabalistas, it's something that we can welcome as well. I mean, we've been receiving two ties. I mean, we've seen ties, and it was like the decision making
Hmm.
process that we've been through. Seeing two teams have a tie, that means the battle between these two teams is really intense to the point wherein no one's letting up, and they ended up with a tie. So still, the point advantage on the first round will give you the upper hand. So if you end up with a tie, you can still win the match.
Yeah, yeah, sure. Right. If you end up a tie, if you have that upper end in terms of a game, a specific game, you definitely will take the win. And I think that's part of the rule book here for maximized battle. But here we go, the random bats for game number one of series number two, right up on our alley. It will be the Force Archer, the Warrior, and the Gladiator
Oh,
removed for this specific game one.
okay. So we have the Force Archer out of the equation. We have the second layer of protection coming in for the Force Shielder. We still have the Blader, and we have the Dark Mage. So again, a nimble character, gladiator, who can still definitely make a difference in clashes with the Raid Shield. But of course, let's see the lineup first. if it's gonna be a similar lineup from one another. We have Force Gunner, Force Shielder, Wizard, Force Blader. Okay. Mm-hmm. I think there has been some mix-up with the lineup of the Bang Bros, but definitely Wizard, Force Blader, Force Shielder, Blader. It's an all-star lineup for me. I am not sure with the lineup of the Bang Bros.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. So it will be looking quite spicy. Nevertheless, for this specific matchup that we have for series number two, quite new names, quite new teams jumping into the mix, but we welcome it, right? We welcome it. But of course, for the viewers watching at home, a while ago, we were already able to give away some codes to the viewers watching at home. So maybe for the newcomers out there, you may also be the ones to receive new codes moving forward as well, because we're not stopping. We're not stopping giving away some codes. We're not stopping giving away some in-game rewards for the community out there. So just tune in, sit down, relax, and enjoy, as we have two more series on our hands on our way for today.
So make sure that you share this live stream to your friends, to your guildmates. Make sure that they stay tuned and watch the tournament, because you don't know. You might be seeing lots of codes coming in all throughout the series, because again, we just hit our first milestone. That's why we gave away our first code. Now we can jump to the second, third, and of course we have one more master code for everyone at the end of the stream. So don't go anywhere. Just relax, just like what my friend Infinity said, and share the stream to everyone that you know. It can be your friends, family, again, guildmates. As long as we can increase our viewership and reach the milestones, we're going to be giving out those codes.
Yeah, 100%. But overall, I am hyped. I'm excited. I'm exhilarated. I can't think of any other more words to describe what I'm feeling at the moment. But definitely, right? Game number two, series number two. This will be kind of the second matchup we're looking forward to for today's matchups. And there we go. As soon as I said that, we're jumping into the game here. We're looking at these player camps that we have for our teams.
Right. Okay. So I think we're just gonna jump right into it. So as you can see right here, we have we didn't see the proper lineup for the Bang Bros. We have a Blader, Dark Mage, Force Shielder, Force Gunner, and one Force Blader. So I think that's the difference that we are looking for. And as you can see for the side of yeah, I think that's a mirror matchup for these two teams right here. There's no warrior in their lineup, so it's all gonna go down to the execution. Again, I don't see the Dark Mage for the side of Phobia. I stand corrected. So the difference is the Dark Mage and the Wizard. So this is gonna be a very heated battle, because as you can see, the Wizard can remove the debuff, and of course the Dark Mage can also apply some debuff, slowing the enemy down in the totem that can be put into the field and deal damage to the opponent. So let's see how is this match going to pan out.
It is a question once again. We cannot answer as soon as the game's still not over. But we're still just starting here. Phobia Assassins, the Bang of Rose, game number one. We are starting right into things, but thus far, everyone's playing a bit defensively. No one's going for that first kick immediately into the backside, and everyone's just trying to read each other thus far in the first couple of seconds.
Mm-hmm. I mean, they're trying to poke one another right here, as you can see there. That's I think the first hit coming in from the side of the Bang Bros. But there you go. It's an all-out war. It's going to be Boo Pop Gaming FG. Just hitting Bro James, the Force Gunner. So they're trying to come out, determine who's going to be the best Force Gunner in the field right here. But as you can see, Bro James is dealing or receiving so much damage. Again, there will be no healing capability coming in from the Force Archer. So that's going to play a very crucial role, and that's going to be one kill count coming in from the side of the Phobia Assassins, because Bro James just fell down flat on the floor.
Yes, it is, and so far, Phobia Assassins already got that one kill, but the Shadow Shield will still be available for the Bang Bros. But Vash that immediately comes through with that intuition, saving himself and of time, but that only lasts a couple of seconds here. There's no Force Archer in the mix here, so there's no sustain. Vashdet has to dash and fade away from danger, and Phobia Assassins has to chase him down.
Right, and of course, I think Bean FS right here just activated the Art of Defense, and of course, as you activate this particular skill, you have to you have to stay still on a particular position. So this is one thing that we have to look into. And as you can see, we have been dealing so much. We have been receiving so much damage, and Vash Death, the Blader, will go out in a blaze of flame.
They definitely did, and they're just burning up. But so far, we're looking at this matchup, and it's looking quite dicey here on Doin. Everyone's just running around, and Boopop Gaming already down low into half HP on a dangerous spot alongside Rove.
hmm And I think there has been some, you know, quite good plays coming in from the side of Phobia Assassins, giving them 2 kill count ahead of the Vang Bros. But the Vang Bros is not yet done. They're still trying to catch up. And of course, the kill count is now 3-2. How is the Vang Bros going to catch up with the Phobia Assassins? We still don't know, because Chaos Away, the Wizard, is now down. And of course, the Pop Gaming FG is also down. So it's gonna be a 4v or it's gonna be a 3v4 situation for the side of Phobia Assassins against the Bang Bros. I think our Liam Tia play SFB right here is just running for dear life, and it's gonna be taken out. It's gonna be taken out. It's gonna be a 3-3 kill count right here. It's gonna be Kalel FS versus one of a kind BL. So I can't see how is this going to pan out, because again, if you are a shielder, you cannot deal so much damage, man. I mean, you can provide that extra layer of protection, but in terms of dealing damage, it's something that is not in your alley.
Yeah, for sure. And at this point, you have 3 kill counts for both sides, so looking pretty even so far for Phobia Assassins and the Bang Bros. Spoiled DM was able to survive quite a bit, going for that debuff as Liam TZ, quite a bit in danger, has to dash and fade away, running around the lakeside to be able to dodge these attacks. But that slow from the Dark Mage is quite a huge headache. Bro James on the other side will be beaten down. The Bang Bros will lose one of their members once again as the Forest Gunner is faced with the floor. Phobia Assassins looking around to gaining that advantage, but we still have 3 minutes left for the Bang Bros to come back out on top.
I mean, we can consider that one, but as you can see on the lineup right here that we still have the Force, Force Blader, and of course that Field of Execration is still active, or still something that they can use, and of course the Mana Freeze and the Field of Enervation to lower down the enemy's level. And of course, the damage that can be dealt with by the one-of-a-kind Blader, our Blader from the side of Phobia Assassins. But as you can see, Spoiled DM right here is on the brink of being taken out, and that's going to be the 5th kill count coming in from the side of the Phobia Assassins. They are now ahead by 2 points in terms of kill count against the Bang Bros.
For sure. And at this point, Phobia Assassins showing up quite a bit in terms of their capability for game number 1, but it's looking quite close compared to the other games that we were able to look at, and compared to the other games that we were able to see, it is looking quite toe-to-toe for this series specifically. So I'm loving it. This type of matchup is a rare sight to see, and Phobia Assassins and the Bang Bros is giving us a huge cinema of a game.
I mean, it was like an even match if you will look at it, but Phobia Assassin was able to play their cards right, and at least the last 3 remaining players on the field on their team is someone or the characters that they can actually rely on. As you can see, they are not really paying attention so much to the character that's left on the field by the Bang Bros.
Yeah. So that will still be something that we have to look at. But for now, it's really just delaying the inevitable. The Bang Bros now is only playing with 4 members, I believe, and Phobia Assassins with that 5 kill count is looking really what do you call this, at an advantageous position.
Right. I mean, this is like what we are talking about, guys. If it's gonna be the force shielder left in the field, without the sustaining capability, he can just stay put in just in one place. But the damage that will be dealt is not gonna be that painful. However, it's gonna be the same for him. The damage that he is going to throw on these characters is not gonna be that painful, and of course, that's the shadow shield being activated right there, and then on the side of on the side of Phobia assassins, and I think they're just waiting for. Oh, okay. I think that's about it. Because I mean, the time is of the essence as well here, guys. You are limited to at least 7 minutes in every match. So if you will have the point advantage, that will give you the victory.
Yeah, it definitely could. Really, just so many complexities in these kinds of games, in these types of scenarios. But really, just that close of a matchup, having 3 kills to the side of Phobia Assassins, which probably became further down the road as well, in comparison to only one, is, or well, rather, I think 5 is to 3. I think what happened in game number one is definitely an open welcome to these types of teams and to these types of games. But let's see the replay. What happened there in game number one of series two for today's matchups?
Hmm. And as you can see right here on the get go, I mean, we were like surprised because they're not really touching another. They're not attacking one another. They're just trying to poke everyone. But when everything went into chaos, they showed their true colors. And of course, a Boop Up Gaming right here provided so much damage, but again, got taken out in the process. Still, the last three remaining members of Phobia Assassins was able to get the job done.
Yeah, they definitely did. Phobia Assassins really becoming the assassins here in game number one, looking for those key targets and removing them out of the game. So getting that match point, getting that game advantage would help them, especially considering that they are already 1 game away to securing a slot in the quarterfinals.
That is absolutely correct. And of course, if they will win this one, I am really really curious how are they going to adjust if ever there will be a different random bans later on. But
Hmm.
the Bang Bros, they could have actually won that particular matchup. Maybe they just came a bit short in terms of the damage dealing and maybe positioning themselves in the battlefield, where some of the party members of Team Bang Bros is really far from one another. They cannot provide the backup that they need, because if you will observe the clash that happened in the map, it's more on the side of the Phobia assassins.
Yeah, it is. So it is what do you call this? Really a big mystery. Because the thing is, like, game number one came up a bit close, so it was a good thing. It was really a good thing, but that is also a signaling a bit of that problem, right? Phobia Assassins game number one might have won that cleanly with a 2 kill advantage in comparison to their opponents, but it doesn't dictate on what will happen in game two.
Yep. And I am really really excited to see how are they going to you know pick, if they will be picking the same the same characters, or if we will have a different sets of random bands. Then it's gonna be really really an interesting thing to see, because I would love to see them being able to use that particular sustaining capability coming in from the Force Archer, because we don't have that a while ago. um, Maybe we can remove the Force Shielder and replace it with the Force Archer. A different kind of mix in order for us to spice things up. Who will take the advantage in terms of sustainability? Who can use the First Archer better? Is it gonna be Phobia Assassins or the Vang Bros? There are lots of questions going through my mind right now.
What are those questions? No,
And
I'm kidding.
who's gonna be able to use the Force Archer better? Vang
Yeah.
Bros.
Yeah, for sure. I think it's a matter of individual mechanical skills, individual prowess that we have to look at, because overall, yes, coordination, those chemistries, those shot calls rather in these kinds of tournaments would play a crucial part. Those individual mechanical skills would play an even important part as well. into the mix, because the thing is, like, if these players is not able to really follow those shot calls and follow the communication amongst the team, it will put a bit of another layer of difficulty for these teams to execute their strats.
That's true. That's why I was wondering a while ago. Again, the chaos that happened in the match a while ago. It's happening on the side of, Phobia assassins. So I can see some of the players of Van Bros just wandering on the upper right corner of the map. So I don't know if what they're doing there, because some of their team members is getting decimated in the side of Phobia assassins. It's being swarmed with tons of attacks coming in from the characters being controlled by the Phobia assassin. So where I don't know if there's like a miscommunication happening in the side of Bang Bros, but definitely that is something that they can work on our next round, because this is gonna be really really crucial for them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it definitely is a crucial point for them. So now it boils down to these teams, to these players to execute their strategies. I mean, at this point in time, it really just depends on these players overall. The analysis comes into these compositions, but yeah, I think overall these players really have to execute their comps well and play for their winning condition. So I'm really excited overall for game two, because after this we're gonna have another one, and
Hmm.
I think that last matchup will be of something of a feast for
Hmm.
the viewers watching at home and for the
It's
Cabal
exciting.
fans out there, because it will be Rayuma up against Mongolia
Ah,
Familia. That
my
will be
God,
playing it out, former PC champions as well.
my God! Don't get me started about Rayuma. Oh my God.
Do you have Rayuma? No, I'm
I
kidding.
do have. No, I do have. Okay, I do have. Okay, this guy isn't as young as you think. I mean, I have a baby face. Just kidding. But I'm not as young as you think.
Hey, you know what?
Okay,
Sure, let's go.
let's go. Okay, but definitely, guys. We still have some interesting match left. So don't go anywhere, guys. Like what we said, we want to at least be able to give you with tons of codes. So make sure that we hit that milestone in order for us to be able to give you the codes that you want. Okay, I'm pretty sure you like codes, you like in-game rewards. So what are you waiting for? Like, share this stream to your family members, to your guild members, in order for you to receive those codes.
Yes, yeah. I think at this point it's just tuning in for these players watching at home. I believe yesterday we were able to give away 4 codes. Was it? It's either
Mm-hmm.
3 codes or 4 codes, around that range.
Yes.
So that could like, set an expectations for the viewers watching at home. Maybe we're gonna give away into the same amount, but really it will be up to the devs. It will be up to the back team here on how many codes we're gonna give away and what codes we are going to give away. So really just tune in, sit down for a bit, chill for a bit. We're going to start series number 2 in just a bit. But Anna doing, how are you doing
Mm-hmm.
so far? Looking at these games from even yesterday's matchups in the qualifying stages for the quarterfinals and up until today, PH Legends up against the Indonesia region counterpart. How are you feeling? How are you looking at these games?
I mean, if you're gonna ask me with my opinion regarding who's gonna be my bet in terms of the teams right here, I can definitely say that there are two teams that really caught my attention. It's gonna be Ira Denki and PH Legends, because of the way they executed their wins. Ira Denki, that pivotal change of target from one of their bladers. I think we can all remember that one from yesterday. That actually was able to seal the deal and steal a win from their
Mhm.
opponent, because they are down with 1 point, because their opponent is ahead with at least 1 point. They have the match point advantage, but in the second round, they have the disadvantage. They're just 1 point behind. And then suddenly, out of nowhere, that particular match that caught my attention is like, what, how was he able to like get that kill in just the nick of time, because we are just seconds away from the match from being over. So, the players nowadays in this particular season, they are really, really aware of what they're doing, the dynamics and everything. So, yeah, I am really, really amazed and stoked by their performance. So, I am looking forward for more. And if this is how intense things are in the qualifiers, how much more in the quarterfinals, semifinals, and finals?
Now we have our random ban for game number 2 of this series. Who is it gonna be? It's Force
Oh
Shielder,
ho!
Force Blader, and Force Gunner.
Named it. Okay, like what I said, it's gonna be Force Archer who will shine. It's gonna be the Force Archer who will shine in this round right here. So again, they don't have the Force Archer a while ago, but this time around they have this healing sustainability from the Force Archer. So yeah, let's see.
Yeah, we will definitely see. I mean, we're jumping into game number 2 of Phobia Assassins up against the Bang Bros. Once again, it will be a match point game already for the likes of Phobia Assassins. One game away for securing their slot in the quarterfinals, and if they win it, they will be batting up against some of the teams that were able to qualify already from yesterday's games.
Mm-hmm. And as you can see, if you will observe the players' faces, okay, how intense the concentration is. So now we're gonna proceed to game number 2, and of course, it's gonna be Vash the Death, a gladiator. Wow, entering the entering the turf of Phobia Assassins. That's what I'm talking about. The courageous maneuver coming in from the gladiator Vash Death. But again, that's not enough to really, really make a dent from the HP of everyone in Phobia Assassins. But of course, I can see the Raid Shield being activated thus far right here by the Gladiator. So far, no damage yet has been done on the side of Phobia Assassins. And the Rogue DM, they are trying to punish the Dark Mage on the side of Bang Bros. But the question is, will they be able to do so?
Well, it is up to the legends of this game to answer that question. But Phobia Assassins at the moment is looking at Vash Death. First kill down the drain for Phobia Assassins. Gaining the number advantage will play a crucial role for Phobia Assassins to win it. And this is what they did in the prior game, and they're doing it once again. And if history repeats itself, it's Phobia Assassins looking to clutch it up and take the win to go to the grand, or well, rather quarterfinals first.
Mm-hmm. That's right. And as you can see, 1-0, they have the advantage already in terms of the kill count. But as you can see, they are now trying to focus their attention to Rove DM, the Dark Mage of the Bang Bros. But however, everyone on the side of Phobia Assassins is still standing tall. They have the Warrior, they have the Blader. Again, you should know the combination or the deadly combination that happened yesterday with the Dark Mage and the Blader. If you can play your cards right and do the combination properly, you can easily just have taken down the Force Archer of these teams right here. As you can see, Kalel FA was able to do or is able to do his job without any problem because he's not receiving so much damage. Just unlike spoiled FA on the side of Bang Bros, they really know or the Phobia Assassins really know who to target on the side of Bang Bros.
Yeah. So we'll see as we're just looking at these players battle it out for now. First kill is still Vash Death, so looking for the other. It's Spoiled FA, looking a bit for that damage coming across from Phobia Assassins, but the Bang Bros is now noting of their mistakes coming in from game number 1. They have to keep their Force Archer alive.
That's right. And of course, if they will lose their Force Archer in this match right here, it's going to be a crucial deficit for their team. It's going to be a crucial, trouble for their team. It's going to be really, really trouble for their team because they will have no one to sustain the party. So they have to protect and pretty much execute that pivotal Raid Shield, which is no longer available on the side of Vash Death GL. Okay, what's gonna happen here is that Phobia Assassin may target Spoiled FA, and in the process of doing so, Spoiled FA will be more focused in healing himself instead of the party.
Yeah. It's just having to keep yourself alive, survivability. As long as the Force Archer would still be up for the Bangros, the only thing that they have to do is find the opportunity to get those kills and just find that opening. And the one who would do that would be Rove coming in from the Bangros. The Dark Mage will be the ones to set up the plays alongside with a Warrior with a Panic Cry.
Right. But I think we're about to see the death of Rove DM right here. Where is the healing? Oh my god, the Rove just running for dear life, dashing out, and of course fading in the map right here. But he was able to be sustained by spoiled FA just in the nick of time. He was able to clutch heal that DM, and of course, still the punishment does not stop right there. They're still trying to bring down this Dark Mage right here because they know that the key players left in the field is spoiled FA and of course Rove DM. They understand that well because they're now trying to target the DM. It's either the DM on the side of Bang Bros or the FA.
Yeah. So if they target a DM, it's really just gonna give them a better edge and a better lead that will kind of secure the possibility of taking the win down, especially considering as well that the Bang Bros already lost their Gladiator a while back. So really just those two would be the target now. The Force Archer coming from the Bang Bros side. Good utilization of skills to keep himself alive with those survivability buffs to himself.
Mm-hmm. I mean, again, it's all about knowing the skills and the capability of your character. But again, we are just a 1 minute and 48 seconds away from this match from to be over. And of course, our kill count is still 1-0 with the advantage of Phobia Assassins. They have got to make that kill, or they need to make that kill in order for them to even things out with the Phobia Assassins, or else they will lose this match right here. They have to at least score two, but again, that's a 2-for-2. Bringing down the Dark Mage of the Bang Bros, they were able to succeed in doing so. So they have a 2-kill advantage in terms of the Phobia Assassins.
Yeah, that advantage would be good and amazing to say the least. Kill count already 2, none for the Bamvros at the moment. So really, Phobia Assassins. Game 1 was a bit of that warm-up. It came a bit close to the Bamvros, but Phobia Assassins came through and now is on the lead with 2 kills already. With 50 seconds remaining, they clutched it up with another to sprinkle up and adding fuel to the fire.
Mm-hmm. And of course, that particular fire is burning, and as you can see, every single player of Phobia Assassins is burning through the defense of the Bang Bros right here. There you go, the Blader just went down, face flat on the floor, and of course, that's gonna be their 3rd kill count for this evening, and it's gonna be insane. They are now sealing the deal, and I think that's the final nail in the coffin that they're looking for, because we are just 15 seconds away from this match to be over. So they are still trying their best to at least score a kill, but I don't think that they will be able to do so in just at least a 3, 2, 1, and that's gonna be it. It's gonna be the Phobia Assassins who will win this match right here. Congratulations.
Yeah, what a play coming for Phobia Assassins, dominating game number 2, and that just brought them, their team, to the quarterfinals.
Okay, so I am really, amazed and pretty much surprised, because I think they already have it figured out. The side of Phobia Assassins, they really do know their stuff. They know who to target. They really do know who to attack. But I don't know what is stopping Vang Bros from doing so. They can just mirror the same strategy if they're attacking the Dark Mage and the Force Archer. They can do the same thing to the Phobia Assassin. So I don't know what's stopping them from doing so.
Yeah. Well, it's very difficult. I think at this point, right, in terms of the players and the teams really batting it out on that tournament itself, it's really hard to dictate on how the comms are, how the strats are going to be. But at this point, Phobia Assassins still took the dub, still took the win, and they're going straight into the quarterfinals, which really just puts them at a good stage in this tournament. But Anduin, there's something coming through for the viewers watching at home, and I know they're excited as we are. So we're gonna give away another code for the viewers watching at home, straight at you to redeem in game. So where is it?
I think the code is not yet ready.
But nevertheless, it's coming right at you.
It's gonna come out. It's gonna come out. But
Yeah, just
I
wait
think
for a bit.
it's gonna be the replay. Okay, we're gonna be showing you the replay of the match in
Ah,
round number 2.
just a teaser, right?
Just a teaser. Just
Well,
teaser.
I wasn't able to clearly put that in, but
Mhm.
it's just a bit of that tease, you know.
It's a tease. Of course, guys. Again, this particular live stream is something that we can actually expect. Is a live stream that you can expect lots of codes coming in. So as you can see on the replay, we have been seeing lots of attacks coming in from the side of Phobia Assassins, pinning down their targets one by one. They were able to score 2 kill counts by killing the Force Archer and the Dark Mage of Bang Bros. So that's what really happened. But of course, in terms of the code, just like what Infinity said, that is just a tease. So in order for us to turn that tease into the real deal or real stuff, you know what to do. Share the stream, like the stream, in order for us to at least reach that milestone and for us to pop that code right there. I mean, it's already right there, but we can't just pop it willy-nilly. So please do share this particular live stream with your friends in order for us to be able to give you the code that will appear here right between us. Okay? So
Soon enough is
Soon
gonna
enough.
appear there. Maybe in a bit, maybe in the second, or well, rather in the last game after the 3 series that we have on our hands. Maybe
Yes.
just a bit of that tease as well once again. But just tune in, because down the road we're gonna give away more codes for the viewers watching at home.
And definitely that's one heck of a match coming in again from
Yeah.
the side of the Phobia Assassins against Van Bros. This is very, very exciting. I'm stoked. I'm hyped. And of course, that is only going to happen, or you can only witness that in the Infinite War of the Celestial Sea, the Maximized
Yeah.
Battle. But of course, we're just going to take a short break. And oh, okay, there you go. I think the code is right here. The code is right here.
Yeah, there we go. There we go. Just a bit of that teaser just a while back.
The code. Yeah, the code. There you go.
You're getting too excited, and we're getting too excited here. But there we go. The code's up there on your screen. There was a bit of the tease a while ago, just a bit of that delay. But L4W7K3Z6.
Okay, wow. So this code is just for you guys. So what are you waiting for? So please do claim it, log into your game, and of course, get it inside the game. Of course, you can share this to your guild members, but again, the code is only claimable 1,000 times. Okay, 1,000 times claim only. Once that's done, you can no longer claim the code, or you can no longer claim the in-game rewards because the code will be exhausted already. And of course, with that being said, we just want to say thank you so much to those who tuned in, and of course, the Infinite War of Celestial Sea, the Maximized Battle, will be back after a short break. And with Infinity, we'll see you later.
Long ago, a legend told of a powerful realm, ruled by a king who conquered the throne, a symbol of unmatched dominion. Now, many seek to claim it, but only one shall rule over all realms. To seize the throne, one must conquer all. Prepare for the war of the 4 realms. Join the battle now and be the true king.
till it's obvious. I swear my last time will be my last time. I was never winning on the front, I like the back nine. I live in the moment, not the past time. Sorry for my sin and never tripping about my past life. Whatever passes past, ain't with the grain of salt. With every win is lost, put on a smile and laugh. Can't ever pack a bag, I'm going back to back. I'm home and gone so fast, it's like I'm playing tag. My 24, my heart like 24. Got that mental love, I'm built up for the war. Would say I'm on the road, but really I saw. Almost gave it up, and now I want more. Playing B, I ripped it up when I was on the ledge. I was holding on for hope, I only had a thread. Rose up when they fell, I'm standing when they said, this ain't no game of show.
Ulit sa pagpunta kasi talagang pinagandaan namin to. This 2025 magkakaroon na rin tayo ng mga public events. See you sa next event. Thank you guys!
Clock and I won't never catch up.
Cabal Infinite Combo Tournament. The Maximized War of Celestials. 5v5 Single Elimination. Each team consists of 5 players. Each team is allowed 2 substitute players. Players will use pre-made accounts and items. Each team is allowed a maximum of 2 revives, but each player can only revive once per round. Each round has a 7-minute time limit. Eliminating an opponent earns 1 point. The first team to reach 7 points wins the match. If the time runs out, the team with the higher kill count wins. If the score is tied, the team that secured the first kill wins.
And hello everyone, welcome back once again to the Infinite War of the Celestials Seas, the Maximize Battle. It is me again, Anwin, together with Infinity, and we're gonna bring you non-stop Cabal action tonight because we are now down to our last series.
Yeah, we definitely are. The last series for the day,
Oh.
and it will be a bit but
Oh.
it will be a quite a heated battle because I believe we have the former PC champions, Mongolia Familia, to come with us today in this tournament. So it will be really, really exciting to see if they will stand here today and defend their title. Well, at least in a different platform, but nevertheless, Cabal is still Cabal.
That's right. And of course, we already have the random bands. We're not gonna keep you guys waiting. We'll just jump right into it. So we have our random bands. What is it gonna be? Can't wait to see it. And of course, it's gonna be the Force Gunner, Force Shielder, and the Force Blader. Oh my God, the DPS capability with that long range pass coming in from the side of Force Gunner, and of course the Force Shielders. Shadow Shield will not be available. Even the hold, the Field of Execration, the Field of Enervation, the Mana Freeze won't be available for these both teams right here.
Yeah, for sure. It's Team Rayuma versus the Mango with that swag as a team here. But looking at the compositions, both of them are pretty much having the Force Archer, the Blader, the Wizard, and I think the main difference for both these teams would be the Warrior availability for the side of Team Rayuma, and then for the side of their opposition, it will be the Blader. It will be the
Mm-hmm.
Blader. So it's a difference of Blader and Warrior for both these sides.
Let's see how intense their faces are. Ooh, okay. So it's gonna be it's gonna be an intense battle. As you can see, look at the concentration. I think Basa GBL is still in the office of playing. Oh my god. Okay, I hope he doesn't get caught by his boss. Okay, but as you can see, wow. I mean, the players that they are ready, they are gearing to go. Let's see what's gonna happen. I mean, the communication is there. I can see the headsets being placed in their ears. So let's see. It's gonna be the Mongolia Familia versus Rayuma, which is something that I'm suffering at right now. So again, there's a difference between these two teams right here. So let's see how big is the difference in terms of capability, execution, planning, strategy, communication, and at the same time, timing and using the skills in this matchup. So the game will start in just about now. So let's
Hmm.
see who's gonna take the first attack.
Yeah. But I think early on,
Oh, first kick.
mhm.
Okay. And as you can see, guys, they're not really dealing so much damage at the moment. They're still trying to figure out who to attack first. But if you're going to ask me, I'm going to go after the most squishy targets, which is, for me, it's going to be the Gladiator, the Dark Mage, or even the Wizard. I mean, all of them are squishy. But of course, that particular healing capability coming in from the Force Archer will play a very pivotal role in this matchup right here. But as you can see, Bald's FA right here is being punished, but of course he's gonna prioritize in healing himself. But Junior Avila right here is doing such a marvelous job protecting and sustaining every single member of the party.
Hmm. For sure. That's the role of Force Archer. And so far, we saw the names of Mongola, Famiglia just a while back. And these are definitely former champions, even back then, a couple of years ago. So these really have so much formidable experience already in the competitive scene. And thus far, none of these teams are faltering quite a bit. But Penzi, receiving a bit of damage, Master Sword already used for that extra regen and extra HP sustain. But Mongol is holding off similarly to Rayuma. No kills as of yet in 2 minutes, in 1 minute to 2 minutes in the game.
Mhm. Again, I mean, that's just how reliable their force archers are. Being able to sustain everyone in the party will really, really play a big role in this matchup right here. But of course, being the sole target, just like what I'm seeing right now, I think someone or the warrior from the side of Team Rayuma is being targeted or is being sniped by everyone in Mongolia Famiglia. So how are they going to really play this one out? I think this is gonna be a long battle ahead. So whoever scores first here will pretty much have the advantage. They can just make use of the time and exhausted to the point wherein they will have the advantage.
For sure. And we'll see as you have BLDZ being slowed down by the Dark Mage. Good dash and fade though are really just getting back out from the grasp of Team Rayuma and Mongola. At the same time, just looking at the top left side, the Gladiator batting up against the Dark Mage, trying to run away, but once again, JR Avila was able to go in for that extra sustain. So really just holding off both these sides, really strong in comparison. Very, very close, tight knit. 4 minutes into the game, no kills as of yet for any of these two teams.
Yep, definitely no kills yet for any of these two teams right here. One slight mistake, and let's see if they can really put that into their advantage. So what I'm looking at right here is at some point someone will mess up the rhythm or the combo of their teams right here, and at some point that particular player will end up being the first blood for this match right here. So I can definitely look at KPGL right here, or the Gladiator from the side of Team Rayuma, is being punished. So is Extremis GL from the side of Mongolia Familia. So again, no one's letting up, and no one's really giving space from to one another. But there is a Patutoy, the warrior, is about to go down. But of course, just in the nick of time, he was able to flew away from the scene. But he is being chased down by everyone. Is this gonna be the end of the road for him? Will he go down and face flat on the floor? Is he gonna be the first blood for the side of Mongolia Famiglia?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. Mongola almost to bringing down the warrior, but you have the cats of
Oh,
recovery and Bear's vitality to come into play, and that will just dissuade Mongola into removing the warrior. So Rayuma actually doing an amazing job there, but Basag, you have the blader locking on the wizard. Good heals coming in from the archer. And so far, none of these teams are really just making a mistake. But the warrior coming in from Rayuma at long last, Mongola able to get the first blood.
oh my God, that's gonna be the first blood coming in for the side of Mongolia Famiglia. They were able to get that blood, and they want more. I can sense that there's no more additional HP buff coming in, or sword buff coming in from the side of their warrior, because he got thrown out of the battlefield. And of course, it's gonna be a 4v5 situation. Let's see how will this game pan out, since the warrior from the side of Team Rayuma got eliminated. How is this gonna affect the team composition of Team Rayuma? They still have the Force Archer, the Blader, the Dark Mage, Gladiator, and Wizard for the side of Mongolia. The deadly combo coming in from the side of Blader and the Dark Mage. It is also something that we have to look at, and there you go. That's what I am talking about. It's gonna be Penzik's downfall, face flat on the floor. It's gonna be the 2 kill count for the Mongolia Famiglia.
Mm-hmm, for sure. And so far, everyone's just holding off. Mongola getting that 2 kills already, setting them apart coming in from this game specifically. They just have to buy time. 50 seconds down the clock. If ever Mongola just holds off the rest of the team here and just keep on healing, JR Avila doing a huge ton of work from this game, they will be able to secure game number 1 and go into match point. So really, it's just holding off and buying time from here on forward.
Hmm. And of course, we just have like a few seconds left on our clock right here. 24 seconds. I don't know if the Team Rayuma still can actually catch up to Team Mongolia Famiglia because of that 7 minute mark, and we are now down to our last 10 seconds. If they want to make a move, this is gonna be the best time to do so. But no, I don't think that's gonna be it, because 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and it is over. And we have match point advantage for the side of Team Mongolia Famiglia.
Yeah, I love how you count down into that second timer, because the thing is, it's Mongola who had the upper edge. They already had that 2 kills. So once the clock ends, no kills coming in from their opposition, it will be them who takes the crown and go into match point. And then once they win another, it will be Mongola Familia who secures a slot in the quarterfinals.
Hmm. That is true. I mean, I can definitely see the composition. No one's letting out. Just like what I said a while ago, if there's going to be a crucial mistake coming in from any single of the team members right here, one of the players from the opposing team will use that to their advantage, and I think they will able to do so. And of course, let's take a look at the replay in order for us to dissect what happened in our first match on the third series.
So overall, I think the whole game, it's really a battle of wits. who survives a bit longer, who's able to find the right opportunity to take a kill. Because the first kill came down in 2 minutes, right? It
Mm-hmm.
came down in 2 minutes, so pretty much like the whole 5 minutes was really a staring contest between these two teams, and
Yes.
Mongolia Famiglia was just able to hold off much better with JR Avila just going in with that consistent heals across the whole matchup, which was really amazing stuff coming in from the team.
Yep, and again, that stare down contest turned out to be a bit exhausting for both teams right here. And of course, at some point, if you are going to be doing some repetitive, routine in the battle, like pressing this and that, at some point, there's going to be like a problem with your hand and eye coordination, especially if you're playing using your phone, or something might mess up your rhythm because of the stare down lasting for at least 5 minutes of the clock. And again, it was Mongolia Famiglia who took advantage of that. Slight mistake that was committed by Team Rayuma and ended up taking the victory on our first round.
Yeah, for sure. So taking down the first round will give them a massive advantage. They're now sitting at match point, one game away to secure a quarterfinal slot. And really, I believe this would be one of the last teams as well that has the opportunity to go into the quarterfinals. After today, it's quarterfinals to go into the semis and then the grand finals that will be coming up on Monday. So tune into that because that will be exciting stuff as we go to the second game of the series.
And of course, as you can see right here, we are gonna see Force Gunner, Force Shielder, and Force Blader. Okay, no crowd control, no Shadow Shield, and no DPS from afar. No one sniping you from the across the field. So it's gonna be a more likely hand-to-hand or close quarter combat. That's what mostly is gonna happen here. Because for Archer, they're gonna focus more on healing. They're not gonna be dealing damage, and of course, the Dark Mage as well will be dealing the damage using the totem or maybe some skill that they will be casting from afar. The debuff with the slow, and of course, we have the Force Art. We have the Gladiator who will provide the Ray Shield, and pretty much that's gonna be a similar lineup from the only difference is that there is a warrior on the team Rayuma. There's no dark mage, and of course there's no warrior, and there's no warrior on the side of team Mongolia Familia.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 100%. And really, it's going to be a difficult journey overall, considering that there is still no force shielder at this point. So it will be a kind of a coin flip once more that we are going to expect once again here in game number two, similar to what we have been able to see in game one. It's really a battle of wits once again. Force
Mm-hmm.
Archer looking to go for those heals. And one of the strategies, if this is the case, if this is the sort of composition that we're looking at, is to have that suppression or that mana freeze, some of these utilities that disables the Force Archer's heal for even a couple of seconds, and then just go all into a specific target. That is one of the strategies that can be applied here in this specific game, or even generally on a composition without a Force Shielder and only a Force Archer as your enemy for sustain.
Mm-hmm. That is true. So I can't wait. How are they going to play their cards in the field right here? Because again, the Mongolia Familia, or one of the champions of our series right here, so the match point advantage. So the pressure is on for the side of Team Rayuma if they want to force a game number three, for this on the side of Team Mongolia or Mongolia Famiglia. They have to step up their game and pretty much do something about the communication, and at least try to even out the odds, and maybe we can witness another game after round number two.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. So really, Rayuma going to have to overcome a huge chunk of difficulty, right? A huge chunk of difficulty considering how Mongola has been playing out in game number one, and considering they are the former champions, they really have that massive brain to be able to accommodate a lot of this differences in these matchups. So
Mm-hmm.
does for Yuma, I think what they could do is to really just target the likes of the Dark Mage or even the Wizard. These two are some of the better options for them to prioritize. But a Force Archer, if ever it's available, because JR Avila is still not in this matchup, could be that potential target as well, albeit going to be very difficult.
Mm-hmm. Again, we have so much potential in terms of the team comps that they have right here. The only difference is the Dark Mage and the Warrior. So the Blader, I think they have to really use that combo for the side of Mongolia, Famiglia. The slow and the debuff combo coming in from the Dark Mage, and of course the hitting capability of the Blader in their team. However, it's gonna be a bit beefy because they have like the HP increase buff coming in from the side of Team Rayuma, but how will that pan out? We will try to see because Mongolia, Familia, they will try to cut through every layer of HPs that these guys have.
Hmm. Yeah, 100%. But I think JR Avila is not back up. So potentially at moment's notice, we could start our game at number two. Once again, Mongola is already in match point, one game away to taking that quarterfinal slot. And then we're proceeding in the following days towards that playoffs and building that momentum to the semifinals and the grand finals.
Mm-hmm. And definitely that is one thing that I really want to witness because it is something that will actually dictate the the fate of everyone in this match right here. Will Team Rayuma have an opportunity to force a game number three against Mongola Famiglia, or is this gonna be it for their team right here? I mean, they're up against Goliath or maybe a colossal opponent in the industry of Cabal. They have been champions already. They already have the experience and the team dynamics, so they really have to step up their game right here.
Mhm. Well, it looks like we are starting game number two at this point on forward in Mongola. Once again, just trying to pivot themselves, find an
Mm-hmm.
opportunity to go into the back end. Barayuma starting it up. The Dark Mage will be the target as Daki will be prioritized. Good Master Store for that extra region, along with a Raid Shield, clutching it up. Mongola really looking out for the boys. They're extremists with that clutch shield, giving extra survivability for Daki. And
Mm-hmm.
Rayuma will falter on their initial bout up against Mongola.
I mean, it is a good start for Team Rayuma, but how can they actually follow it up? It is the question right here. It is one of the main question right here because right after that, attempted assault for Daki, the Dark Mage of Mongola Famiglia, how are they going to follow up this particular strat that they have? They're trying to focus more on the Dark Mage, and then what's next? How are they going to do it moving forward? Because I can see right here that the Mongola Famiglia is now putting their target, or they're now targeting the Force Archer of Team Rayuma. So is this going to be a replay of the round number one? We're in. It's gonna be a stare down contest for at least 5 minutes, and then just in the nick of time, 2 minutes on the clock, they will be there will be casualties in the battlefield. We don't know yet, but of course, Balds right here is holding on for dear life. Is there gonna be a clutch save coming in from their Gladiator KP? We don't know yet.
Yeah, we definitely don't. Mongola holding on, similar to Rayuma. This is something of what we expected, because in game number one, none of these two teams were really able to get that first blood up until the very last 2 minutes of the game. That's where they got their first kill. But looking at it, the Gladiator looking for that Dark Mage, pretty much the only target that the Ryuma has sights on, and would be one of the hyper priorities, given the fact that Daki really has those debuffs and one of that squishy targets to the side of Mongola. So going for that chase would be very important, and Rayuma has their sights onto him. But on the flip side, Mongola as well, trying to go for that lock-in onto that Gladiator, trying to bring him down, and once they do, it's really just game over from then on forward. No more weight shields for that extra sustain, and really removing a huge chunk of damage available for Rayuma's side.
That is very true. That's why it is very crucial. Just like what we've been telling you guys over and over again. It is the positioning, the timing, and pretty much where your party is about. Because everyone is on the field, but if it were gonna be me, I'm gonna like stay together with everyone so that if there is one character that will fall that will be mispositioned in the map, we can easily gank that particular player and FF this character until such time that that particular player loses all HP. So everyone is scattered all around the field. They're just trying to avoid one another. Maybe they're still waiting for that pivotal moment wherein someone from each opposing team will commit a mistake.
Mm-hmm. And it looks like it will be the Dark Mage coming from Mongolia being targeted once again, but that Rage Shield comes in clutch. Extremist really has the sights on his teammates, and I believe that is one of the strengths of Mongolia Famiglia. The ability to take notice immediately at seconds time for Mongolia to clutch it up when needed. But Rayuma still holding on really, really well as well. So that is such a feat, to say the least, holding off to one of the greatest teams thus far, one of the favorites to come into this tournament as well. So Mongolia now looking at their sights
Oh!
onto the Force
Oh!
Archer. Really
Oh!
low already, but that heals comes at a clutch.
Woo!
And that slow coming from Dark Mage almost took a hit there up against Rayuma. But remember, Mongolia is already at match point. If Rayuma loses this, it will be over for them. So they have to find a kill. They have to get that game in to go into the distance for game 3.
I mean, if there's no kill at the end of at the end of our time right here, it's gonna be a tie. And you know what happens if there's a tie, right? It's gonna be the team with the match point advantage who will proceed to the quarterfinals. And in this case, it's gonna be the Mongolia Famiglia. So the pressure is really on. To the side of Team Rayuma right here, they still have to figure out what are they gonna do in order for them to score a point against Mongolia Famiglia. They have been doing the right strategy so far, targeting the Dark Mage. But of course, like what Infinity said a while ago, it is a very amazing feat from Extremist GL to just focus their attention on a certain character and clutch use that Rage Shield in the nick of time to at least increase the survivability of this character.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. So no kills as of yet. 1 minute and 30 seconds. Mongolia and Miglia trying to just run around. And you have Penzi now in danger. Onto the top left corner. Mongolia just locks in, gets that first blood. The first kill of the game. 1 minute and 30 seconds left. And Mongolia really just clutching it up. Always, time and time again. It's Crazy Boy doing a lot of work. Just timing those buffs. And really just getting that first blood puts them at a massive advantage, rather.
hmm And of course, guys, again, we are just a minute away from the clock right here, or a minute left away from the end of this match right here. So I think they're now trying to pay attention on Extremis GL. But again, this is what's happening right now. If they target someone from Mongolia Famiglia, Extremis' capability to pinpoint that target and just cast a raid shield on that particular target is very, very crucial. However, if you try to target Extremis, the Gladiator, okay, the Junior Avila, the FA, the Force Archer, will just sustain. Okay, so we just received a news from the backend team that if this is gonna be a tie, they will keep on going until someone gets first blood, and that will be
Ooh.
declared as our winner.
Okay, very interesting to take notice of that as well. Extreme is down low already, 6 seconds down the clock. It could be an opportunity for them to take it back, but Rayuma will not be able to take that first blood, and Mongolia will come out with no kills as well as Rayuma here at this state. So we're going to game 3 of this series.
I mean, they will keep on going and until such time that they will have. Okay, so we're gonna be going to the caster's deck first. So the rule is that, according to our backend team, guys, they will continue battling it out there will be no more picks until such time someone scores first blood, and that particular team will be declared as the winner for our second round. It's like that match.
Yeah, for sure. So that was really really good coming from both sides. No kills all throughout that matchup, which is a new scenario, a new sight to behold. Because thus far, we haven't seen that happen exactly at the situation wherein no kills were made all across the board for the whole 7 minutes in the game.
Hmm. So I am really, really amazed by the performance of Team Mongolia Famiglia. They are really proving themselves to be worth it of the name.
Mm, yeah,
Oh,
yeah, yeah,
okay.
yeah.
So they already have we already have a winner, guys. It's gonna be the Mongolia Famiglia because, again, I think that was done off cam. So someone died from the side of Team Rayuma, and it's gonna be the
Mm,
Mongolia Famiglia who will win this match.
yeah, I don't think it's actually in the off cam. I think it was Penzi from the top left, wherein it was Mongola just
Oh,
really
okay.
just went in for the all in. But as you have mentioned, it was really difficult to really see just because of all the chaos happening across the board for that whole series, especially in the whole 7 minutes. I think it went down into the latter 1 minute into the game, but Mongola overall won that through and through, and they're going into the quarterfinals, wherein we will expect them in the following days, one of the fan favorites to come through to the top. And I am excited and doing this maximized battle is really maximizing the time across the board in each and every single series.
Yes, and I am very, very, amazed by the performance. Like what I said, worth it of or worthy of being called the champions of our last season, because that clutch plays being provided by the players of Mongolia Famiglia, phenomenal. I am very speechless. So let's take a look at the replay. Okay, the replay is right here. Okay, as you can see, guys, again, no one's letting up. I think Rayuma already understands, the cruciality or how crucial it is to have a score in this particular match right here. They already tried targeting the Dark Mage from the side of Mongolia Familia. However, they did not succeed in doing so because of this particular gladiator who has his eyes set on every single player of Mongolia Famiglia. Now, if they will target the gladiator, it's gonna be impossible because it's gonna be the force archer who will just sustain that gladiator.
For sure. And I think overall, I think that was just a summary. Getting that one kill coming over the side of Mongola Famiglia was enough to sustain them across the whole game. And once again, at this stage, all that matters is getting a kill advantage up against your opponents, and then you're all good. You're all clear for the series overall in securing maybe that match point or getting that advantage overall in the series. But I'm really accelerated coming down into the following days ahead of us because we're going into the quarterfinals, then the semis, then the grand finals for the championship. But Anduin, as you heard it, we are going to one of the fan favorites to look out for in these kinds of games in this tournament. We're gonna give away some codes to the viewers watching at home, and there you go.
That's gonna be the master code, everyone. That is M5Y3K7P1. So what are you waiting for? Log into your game, claim the master code, get yourself rewarded. Because again, this code is limited to 1,000 claims only. If everyone will be using it, if 1,000 players will be able to claim all of it, then that's gonna be the end of it. You won't be able to claim it further. So make sure that you type it really fast. You share it to your guildmates in order for them to enjoy the rewards as well.
Yeah, for sure. So we'll see. I'm hyped. I'm actually really, really hyped here for the days moving forward. Undoing. It's the quarterfinals. I think a lot of these teams really came in prepared, and especially considering the performance of Mongola Famiglia here in day two was phenomenal to watch. One of the few matches that came down to the last 2 minutes before the first blood was committed.
And of course, we are still 3 days away from our finals. So tomorrow it's gonna be the battle to enter the semifinals. And of course, on Friday it's going to be the semifinals, and on Monday it's going to be the finals. So who will win the Infinite War Celestial Seas, the maximized battle? We don't know yet. But of course, the stream must come to an end because we just finished the entire three series, and it was fun and exhilarating, just like what my partner said. But of course, we have to say goodbye for the meantime, and we'll see you back tomorrow for the quarterfinals because yeah, it's gonna happen tomorrow. So again, thank you so much for watching the Infinite War of Celestial Sea, the Maximized Battle. This is Anduin, and of course,
I'm Infinity, and see you guys tomorrow on the next one.
okay, thank you guys so much. Bye.
Cabal Infinite Combo Tournament. The Maximized War of Celestials. 5v5 single elimination. Each team consists of 5 players. Each team is allowed 2 substitute players. Players will use pre-made accounts and items. Each team is allowed a maximum of 2 revives, but each player can only revive once per round. Each round has a 7-minute time limit. Eliminating an opponent earns 1 point. The first team to reach 7 points wins the match. If the time runs out, the team with the higher kill count wins. If the score is tied, the team that secured the first kill wins.